Hi everybody, my name is Eric Swanson with Duraburb here in Orange County, Central Florida, where we build Duramax powered GM SUVs. The folks here at KDK, home of the Buick Grand National for Central Florida, have been kind enough to allow us to flog their dyno for a little while and run a DSP-5 Duramax powered 2007 Yukon through its paces. Let's take a look at the truck and then we'll pound down some numbers. This is essentially a stock 2500 HD Duramax powered SUV, as built by Duraburb. The engine is a completely stock LMM. As you'll notice, as with all Duraburb built vehicles, everything looks and operates exactly like a factory Duramax SUV. Transmission is an Allison 1000 series. It's a 6-speed that features a tap shift, and the TowPro series trucks all get outfitted with the 11.5-inch rear end. Now Rob here has kindly volunteered to be our test pilot, or crash dummy, whichever you prefer. And of course we don't want to forget the folks at DuramaxTuner.com. Nick was very kind to set all of this tuning up for us and to help us get it all put together, and it's a fine job. This is one wickedly fast truck. Well, Rob, ready to have some fun? Our first dyno pull will be done on the stock tune to get a baseline number. Remember, dynos all record engine power at different ratings, so you need a baseline before you begin. All right. Let's take a look at how we did. Go over to our Superflow dyno. Take a look at our numbers. And it looks like we made a nice round 450 foot-pounds of torque. And we made a very reasonable 320 horsepower. Now you have to remember that, as we said before, dynos read everything a little differently. And you do have a loss when you're pumping that power through the drive shaft and into that 11.5-inch rear end, plus those 285 nittos don't help much either. So that's your baseline. Now we're going to take a look at, what is it, Rob? Tow 1?
Heavy tow.
Heavy tow. All right. Okay. Tow is going to make the most torque down low, and you'll notice our numbers are pretty nice. Where are we at here? We're just under 400 horsepower, right at 400, and our torque, we're at about 600 foot-pounds now. So gives us a better feel for what we're getting. We can actually look at the true numbers right here. Scroll down, and we're pulling numbers right around 390 is our max power, and our torque is up in the just shy of 600 foot-pounds, 587. So that's pretty nice. All right. What's our next option?
Light tow.
Light tow. All right. This would be stage position 3. Clear. Now with light tow we can get away with more power, and it's not as aggressive on the turbo brake, so we can have a little more fun with it. As you can see in our power curve, now we're up into the 430, 440 range, and our torque band, as you see, moves up here into the 650 or better. Let's take a look at the actual numbers. See what we get here. Scroll down into our, there we go. Looks like we cranked it up to around 436 horsepower, and we planted a very impressive 663 foot-pounds. So not too shabby. All right, now it's time to start having some fun. All right, Rob, what's next?
Street economy.
Street economy. This is a race tune, but it's a race tune without all the fuel. What it gives you the ability to do is have fun and get decent fuel economy. Thus, the company logo, or motto, you get the cake, have your cake and eat it too. Okay, Rob, clear. He looks like he's going to jump off the dyno. Woo! Numbers are getting bigger. All right. Well, I'm having a little trouble focusing on this, but now we're up close to the 500 horsepower mark and 700 foot-pounds. Take a look again at our test and see where we're at here. Now we're pulling in the 460 horsepower range, but notice our torque numbers. Now we're into the 710. So now we're starting to see some pretty decent numbers. That'll get you good gas mileage. So again, you get your cake, and you get to eat it too. All right. Now it's time for what we like to call go for broke. So, you ready?
Ready.
All right. This is full-on race. Well, this is the same tune again, but overfueled 100%. So, even with a DPF and all the emission equipment on the truck, we can plant some pretty serious numbers. All right, clear. Just makes you want to go hunt for a Corvette, doesn't it? Well, once again, everything looks pretty good. Got some nice big numbers in there. Nice smooth power curve. A lot of torque up in there. Let's take a look at our analyze. Let's scroll down and see what we got. Looks like in the end we planted just shy of 500 horsepower, 492 at 3,400. Pretty nice numbers. Thank you very much, Nick, over at DuramaxTuner.com. And our torque numbers, not too bad for a stock fueling system. We're putting down 754 foot-pounds. So, when you consider that you have a vehicle that can average anywhere from 16 to 17 highway, 22, 23 highway and 16 to 17 in town, and it can plant over 700 foot-pounds of torque, and it does it in style. How can you go wrong? Once again, we want to thank Nick at DuramaxTuner.com and the folks at KDK for letting us flog their dyno. My name is Eric Swanson. I'm with Duraburb. Thanks for taking time to watch our video.